Hey guys, I am back and I'm on site today at our dam. So let's talk when I return on the Eric McNeal Be Free Show.
Black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Hey guys, welcome. You've just discovered the Eric McNeal Be Free Show, where it's all about being financially independent, responsible for self, enjoying life, and empowering others. Free. So, yes, I've been off a minute here, and I'm back today. I'm on site. We're not going to walk through the site, but we have gotten about 5 home buyers that have moved on site now, that we've been busy with. So we've got them living on site, and hopefully very soon many more. But that's a start. And it's something interesting that happens is that when people move, they don't necessarily want to be talking about it on camera or whatever, and we respect that. But yeah, so we've gotten about 5 people living on site now, and we have been very busy. I'm at the dam today, but I've been encountering a problem here with my account, not the YouTube account so much, but about 2 months ago, my Facebook and my Instagram accounts were hacked. So back in May, they were hacked. And after they hacked the accounts, they started running like Facebook ads, and they posted some inappropriate material. So Facebook immediately alerted me that they believed my accounts were hacked. And after they alerted me, they restricted the accounts and said, we're going to do an investigation. And then about 1 or 2 days later, they came back and said, hey, your appeal, you did an appeal, and we determined that we're going to ban your account permanently forever, and there's no more chances for appeal. And I was like, first of all, I didn't put in an appeal. You guys, told me that the accounts were hacked. So, and then, so I started doing my research, and I discovered that just literally hundreds of thousands of people have been experiencing the same similar thing with Facebook. Well, I guess they're Meta. Um, and they said that it's this whole AI technology that they're using. So they use this AI technology, and then there's no chance for you to really appeal or speak to any humans. So it's been happening to everybody, So from what I've come to understand. So at any rate, there's really, then they give you this, I'll put some of the screenshot. I did some screenshots of the foolishness that process that they take you through. But they said that basically the hacker, when they hacked the account, they posted some inappropriate material, like dangerous organizations and inappropriate, child exploitation, uh, child sexual content. So it was just some crazy stuff. I didn't see the post, but you can read their description that they left. So by the time I saw it, Facebook had already deleted it, and yeah. So I've been dealing with that. Like I say, I'll show you some of the screenshots that I was able to take. So I tried to reach out to Facebook, and unfortunately, there's really nobody you can reach out to. So I guess, if you guys know somebody, you let me know. But Facebook doesn't really have an office here in Ghana. So I think, the Ghanaian accounts or whatever are handled out of somewhere in Europe or something. So that was like an email, I sent an email to, but I had also contacted like the Ghana Cyber Administration and try to get them to, intervene and reach out to Facebook, and I had contacted the Minister of Parliament who's over the Ministry of Communication, Samuel George. I think he's the MP of Pram Pram or something like that. But I sent a message to them because here's my take on this whole thing. Um, my take is that basically these multinational organizations like Meta and Alphabet, who owns YouTube and TikTok. I don't know who owns TikTok now, but whoever owns it, I think that these companies should be regulated more. And I'm not usually a fan of regulation, but here's my take on this whole thing is that when you enter into a country with these platforms under the umbrella that this umbrella that hey, you're gonna offer these services, and you don't need your own website, and you don't need your own storefront, and you can advertise right here and do business right here on our platform, and you gain tens of millions, even hundreds of millions. Well, in Facebook case, it might be billions now, 3 billion or so accounts they have worldwide. So you go into a country and you get all these millions and millions of people on your platform, and then you feel that you can do what you want, how you want it to. And some people might say, "Oh well, Eric, it's a private company, and they can do what they want to." And I don't agree with that. I believe that it's a utility at this point. Once you get that many people, it's a utility. You come into the country, and just like the power company here in Ghana, let's take ECG, the electricity company of Ghana. Let's assume I go and get power from Ghana ECG company, and somebody, I guess, connects to my power meter and steals some electricity or do whatever, something nefarious. Can they just arbitrarily just start canceling accounts with no kind of due diligence, no kind of, not giving the person whom they are affecting any kind of redress to explain themselves or go through? No, they can't. There's some regulation, because they're a regulated organization, they have to go through some process. And they can't just go through and do what they want, how they want. And I believe the same should apply for companies such as Alphabet and Meta that are operating in Ghana and across Africa. I believe the same type of process being regulated should occur. And, you might think that, if Ghana did that, then perhaps they would just pull out of Ghana. Okay, well, do it across all of ECOWAS countries, and all of Africa. All African countries should come together and start demanding that these companies be regulated more. How you operating with millions and millions and millions of subscribers, and you don't even have an office here in Ghana. You see, I mean, you can just basically, if Ghana and these African countries do not, I guess, deal with that, they can find themselves in a precarious position in that these multinational companies can be running your country from abroad. If they're not accountable to you in any kind of way, and they have this much power to do what they want to cancel accounts and do it how they want to, then you're going to find yourself answering to these companies from abroad. They're going to be running your government. They're going to be running your member of parliament. They're going to be running your politicians, right? That's how much power these companies have. Uh, and if they're not regulated, I'm telling you. So, so I basically sent a email message to some individuals. You might say, well, Eric, just create another account. No, I'm not creating another account. I've had this Facebook account maybe over 20 years, and then and for them to cancel the account, then they say, oh, you can download your stuff. We give you a link, and then there's a link that doesn't work. And so they give you this link. It doesn't work, so you can't download anything. Yeah. So, but so I sent a message telling them that okay, you want me off your platform. I want all my information back that I've loaded up to your platform. And to this day, I haven't heard anything. Now, since they don't have a physical presence in Ghana, I'm not sure what my next action will be, but I may get around to suing now, and unfortunately, because they don't have a physical presence, that lawsuit, it doesn't mean much in terms of actually getting them to do something. But I think the significance is just the publicity that bringing some kind of recognition and shining a light on the matter, because I'm not the only one. I guarantee you, I looked online, and man, there's just so many people also going through the same thing. So, yeah, and I'm sure, throughout Africa, there's also so many people going through the same thing. But they initially restricted both my Instagram and Facebook account, but the Instagram account has since they've lifted the restrictions. I believe all of those, and it's fine now. But the Facebook account is, it's been banned, so you can no longer log into it or anything. So at any rate, I'll continue to try and reach, Minister of Communications. I'm always busy, and I know they're busy. So just trying to coordinate and get to these guys, it just takes a lot out of you because you're so busy all the time. And like I say, I was able to reach the cyber administration department, so they made an appeal. But at any rate, yeah, if you have any suggestions, you let me know. Have anybody else dealt with this? So this is not like, hey, your account just going to be restricted for a little while, blah, 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 and you can't do this, that. No, this is like you're outright banned. You can never appeal again. You cannot use the account. There's nobody. I'm like, man, goodness, goodness. So at any rate, that's what I've been dealing with lately, and yeah, and in a future video we'll kind of walk through the site and show you the progress. We've been making some pretty good progress here. So yeah, so if you have any suggestions for me, please let me know. Yeah, so maybe you have some direct ties to Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, and company, and just some very bad processes I think that they're using with this whole AI stuff. AI everything. AI is just ruining a lot, because you can't speak to anybody, and yeah, and they got AI determining your fate. Yeah, it's a very dangerous path that I see these companies going down. So, yeah, so that's all for today. Just wanted to give you that brief update. If you like what we're talking about, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment, give me your feedback. You have any other ideas, let me know. And, I was gonna say you can reach me on Facebook, but you can't reach me on Facebook anymore. You reach me on Instagram, Instagram.com/Eric Gets Free. Before Meta actually cancels that account, I created a TikTok page, so I haven't posted anything much out there, but I did create one. It's also Eric Gets Free. So yeah, and you definitely hit our website at www.migratingculturecrossing.com. And as always, Ooorahhh Uhuru. Now be free. So guys, I had another thought just for labs. I looked up some data breaches of like Facebook to see just how many breaches they've experienced over the past 10 years or so. Just as a comparison, because obviously they seem to think that if an individual gets breached, gets hacked, then they should cancel the account or what have you, as though they themselves, $1 billion company, can't get hacked. But so I've seen in 2018 there was a data breach where I don't know, 50 million or so user accounts were compromised. Then around 2019, they had some data breaches occurring through their third party apps, and it resulted in like hundreds of millions of user accounts being compromised. And then around 2021, there was some data breach that caused the I think it was like over 500 million of their accounts to be released, and data to be released. So there you go. That's 20. That was like 20% of their customer accounts released into the public, so through data breaches. But yet they feel as though an individual can't have their account compromised. They can't be hacked, and if they are hacked, then they should be canceled permanently. But yet, and still, Meta has had data breaches that have resulted in over 500 million user accounts being released and shared publicly. There you have it. All right, I just wanted to add that.